I'm just looking forward just for some football to see if the Saints, and I really think that's what it comes down to. Like, we have to be able to put in that work, man, and find out exactly where this team, like, I like a lot of these moves. I really do. I like a lot of these moves. The Saints are buying into a lot of the young personnel, but this is still an experienced team. But Kamara and Olavi, like the very mere fact that these guys are here, that there's all of our good players are healthy. Did anybody take that in consideration? Like, the Saints' health is good right now, right? We got our players are healthy. Elvin's good. Kendre's good. Devin Neal is back. He's good. Chris Olavi's healthy. Rashid's good. Because Chris and Rashid had issues last year. Jawan's good. He had a little growing thing, but it looked like he's good. Penning dealing with a turf toe. We know that's something. But overall, health-wise, the Saints had a lot of backups that were hurt, and they replenished the backups via trade, waiver wire, whatever they had to do. But the defense is relatively healthy, right? We know Alante had a little something going on, but he'll be good to go week 1. Christian Boyd, we'll see where he is, but he's not really starting one of our key backups, but the Saints are deep there. So Pete Werner, he's healthy. DeMario's good. Cam's good. So the overall health of the Saints going into week 1 is a major positive. It's a major positive, man. So that is also something to kind of look at and to be happy about, man, going forward. So, yeah, we got some interesting stuff going here with the team, fam. It's the unofficial depth chart right here. But it's showing you, man, very interesting. 2 quarterback look. Saints loaded up with 6 wide receivers. That's wonderful. 4 running backs, 6 wide outs. The offensive line is where it is. You can see the backups here, right there. Wonderful. We got speed for days. Chris Olavi's fast. Rashid Shaheed, the fastest Saint on the team. We know Trey Palmer can run. Mason Tipton got a high 40 time. Devon Belly's a 4.47 in the 40 at the combine. They got a track team there. So we know they're going to want to get after anyone. We know AK-41 can move and shake. Kendre's powerful. Devin Neal got some shake to him. Velas is also very fast. Saints got a very good, fast track team going on. The defense, I don't have no doubts. The 34 defense that we see in the Saints participate, they made a really good shift during the preseason. We'll be interested to see how they gel and merge more. Remember, Divine Gacho was a guy with not a lot of fanfare. The Saints traded a 7-round pick to get that man to start this 34 defense. That was one of the biggest things that they did to get him to solidify the interior of that 3-4 look, for them to do it. Brian Brissy is ready to take it to the next level. Cam in his final season, they got good backups in Jonathan Bullitt, Vernon Brockton. Those guys that play Carl and Chase Young shift to linebacker. They look good all through preseason and training camp. We found out who's going to back up DeMario, who's the heir apparent to DeMario Davis's position. It's Danny Stutzman. So we found out that Jalen Ford is also a good insurance policy for Pete Werner if he gets hurt. Chris Rumpf is there as well, who's going to be good. We love that. Isaiah Stallberg, good on special teams. The Saints secondary, Kool-Aid, Alante, Isaac. I still like Quincy Riley. Quincy Riley going to make his presence felt later on in the year. Love the fact the Saints added Justin Reed. Tyrann Mathieu retired. They followed up quickly and got Julian Blackman. And all Blackman did since he got here is make plays, interceptions, and all this kind of stuff. And then if he had a kind of a murky injury history, the Saints had Jonas Sanker to back him up, right? Ugo Amadi, those guys. So the secondary looking good. Our special teams with Blake Grupe, Kai Kroger are looking to be much improved. Blake Grupe is going to be one of the top young kickers, in the NFL. Kai Kroger punting his ass off. So the return game, Velas Jones Jr., Trey Palmer, guys like that could be involved and helping move that thing, keep it. So it's looking very interesting on home front for the black and gold, man, to say the least. And it's very interesting. All right, anyway, man, shout out to you guys. Y'all hit the like button for me as we moving this thing along. Shout out to all the mighty Who Dats. Let me see if I can get some of your comments in there. Big ups to you. KT, shout out to you, bro. Says, he says, the goal is to be okay. What are we talking about? What's going on, KT? KT, what are you talking about? I was going, what the hell is that, KT? All right, what's up? What's up, Red T? Shout out to you, fam. That's why I say, fam, I'll be reading them shits before I put them up there. I need to start reading them, right? All right. All right. DeWine says, Rattler never had a starting offense. This is true, bro. He dealt with a lot of injuries going into it. And last year he had to run for his life. He was behind that makeshift offensive line. I don't think we've seen a good representation Spencer Rattler can be based on what we seen last year with that makeshift offensive line. Them guys could not block. They couldn't run block. The man had to make fam, it's incredibly tiring. Even though these guys are in great shape, it's incredibly tiring for your offense at that point was like rollouts. The line was so bad that they had to run the offense like him rolling out to throw the ball, and he was rolling out and running and draw. That is extremely tiring. Like for you to roll out nearly every other rep just because the line can't protect you. I don't think we got a good look at him like we wanted to. Like Spencer, like the first week, we'll actually get a solid look at what Spencer, because think about that, fam. People like, yeah, Q, he played in 7 games, started 6 of them, didn't get a win. That offensive line was horrible. The play calling was stupid and garbage. The wide receivers were hurt. He was had back, working with Kevin Austin Jr., the Saints were down to their 5th and 6th wideouts. So a lot of that wasn't done with our top talent. So how does Spencer Rattler look with access to Elvin, to Chris, to Rashid, to Jawan, and a starting line? How does he look then? You got to say he looks a lot better than what we seen last year. That's the thing that you kind of think about, going into the season. You're like, it's hard to make the comparison on what he did last year with them spunky backups versus him being in front of with the starters this year. Gonna be interesting. KT says, I'm just glad that Jake and Cedric Wilson Jr. are on the practice side. Indeed, I agree with you, bro. Brother Dot says most wins 9, at least 6. All right, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. 9 wins is a positive, bro. That's a positive. I mean, you're heading in the right direction. Red T says Cardinals, Giants, Jets, Giants, Patriots, Panthers, Dolphins, Titans are beatable. Bears, Falcons are toss-ups. Yeah, you make a good point, bro. It's not like the Bears. Caleb Williams is a complicated quarterback. And I mean, his mood and all, they need to get that boy some vitamin, which one of the vitamins help your mood? Isn't it vitamin D? Helps your mood? So it's a vitamin B. Let's just say B, because I don't like what that sounds. But the reality is the man needs something to help settle his mood, man. He's too temperamental, man. He's too damn temperamental. All right, shout out to you, man. Sean says, do you think Shiloh gets another? Oh, absolutely. I think eventually he'll get another shot. I think Shiloh will get another shot, bro. I think he'll get a shot. Shiloh Sanders ain't Deion Sanders, but the kid can play. He can make tackles. He can do some positive stuff. He's just not Deion Sanders, right? And I think the focus is more on Shedeur than it is on Shiloh. But I think Shiloh would ultimately, he was undrafted, so I think he'll end up finding a place somewhere, someone to pick him up. Atlanta, somebody like that to give him an opportunity. All right, what's up, King Chosen One? Shout out to you, bro. Big ups to you. All right, yeah, you're right, Dwayne. We might have the fastest up. We could, yeah, bro. That's a track team. Chris, Rashid, Cook, even Cooks can run. Devon Valley, like I said, 447, Trey Palmer, I know can run. Mason Tipton's a high 40 time. 2 Vellis can run. The same, it's a track team offense. That's the whole point. Like you can almost see what Kellen Moore doing. We talked about this early on in the season. Like, well, why is they doing this, that, and the third? I said because the need for speed for the Saints offense was something that we needed to happen. Because if guys get hurt, you still don't lose the speed. Like you have 1 or 2 guys, fam, that'll be known as your speedsters, right? That ain't the case here. The Saints kept 6 wide receivers and all of them can run. So if you lose a guy here or there, it won't stop the overall speed of your team. So whoever come to play against the Saints, you got to deal with the speed. That's the point. You got to deal with the speed. And you got to make sure if the Saints go out and have 4 or 5 wide receiver looks, that you keeping 6 wide receivers, something tell me you're going to be using 4 or 5 wide receivers with Elvin Kamara back there. To help out in the red zone, you have Juwan 6'3", 6'4". You got Matavo 6'8", Veli 6'5". So you're going to have you get to the red zone, you roll out your big work. And Matavo, a 6'8" tight end. Who you got a red zone package for Matavo. He's your second tight end right now. We talked about like, man, the Saints have a developmental tight end. Kellen Moore said, okay, I drafted UCLA. He's raw. Matavo is a lot better. He's not a traditional. For Dill Diggs and Matavo, that's why I got to give the Saints love. Where my damn clap button at? I got to give the Saints all kind of love, man, for this draft class. Because, to be honest with you, I got to give them all kind of love, fam, because this draft class is off the chain. All of these guys, except for Dill Diggs, made the roster. Matavo and Fadil Diggs are not 7-round draft pick players, even though they were drafted. I'm talking about from a talent. Matavo was solid at UCLA. He can block. He's not as athletic as you like, but for a 6'8", 260-pound guy, he moves well. And obviously, Kellen Moore sees him as a red zone guy. Who could compete with a 6-foot? What cornerback or linebacker you have that if I'm Spencer Rattler and I got Matavo in the end zone and I'm throwing it to the corner, who gonna get up there and get that ball from him? And he good at catching them 50-50 balls. Who gonna go up there and get that ball from Veli? Who good at that too? So you can see they solved the red zone conundrum. They got these big guys that can make plays in the red zone that you're gonna see that red zone work when the time comes. So I can respect the speed of the Saints. And I think that's what a lot of people are not focusing on. Like if you got it, and Spencer can throw it. Hell, Tyler can throw it. I think Tyler can throw it out better than Spencer. But in the end, I think Spencer has a more, but like I said, they kind of where they are, but they both can sling it. And if you talking about crowd, and that's what Shannon was saying. Shannon Sharp said, man, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just crowd up the line. And then what Ocho told him, I'm just going to throw it over your head. Olave, Rashid, Cooks, Homer, Veli, Tempton, they can go and get it. They can go and get it. You throw that ball up there. You go ahead and do that then. Put them damn safeties up there on that line of scrimmage and watch me tear your head off. And then once you get them to back off, you got Elvin Kamara and Kendre Miller to work that line. So I mean, in principle, you can see what happened, but you got to make sure the line is there. And how fast is this offense? Right? How? Because we have not seen their offense yet. We just seen vanilla ice cream, right? We have not gotten into Neapolitan land, family. Well, out there like Neapolitan ice cream. Put your hand up. I don't know, man. I'd be going to the store, man. I'd be looking at everything else, fam. I don't want no damn. Nah, listen, Bluebell. I'm on that Bluebell vanilla, man. That homemade vanilla. I'm on that, brother. Yeah, we good with that. That Neapolitan, man. I got Neapolitan in the refrigerator right now. Put your hands up. To my ice cream people out there. I got that Neapolitan in the refrigerator, in the freezer, baby. I got that Neapolitan. All right, but listen, that's what we supposed to see in week number 1. We didn't see their offense. So, like I said, man, when you look, it's a rule of thumb when we looking at preseason football, you got to remember it's not so much about the plays, it's about execution. You focus on the execution. How are they executing this stuff? That's what you focus on. That's why I've always kind of shared a rule of thumb, not so much on the type of plays, but more in the execution, because they're not running their real stuff. How does Spencer Rattler look when they're running their stuff that's made for their personnel groups with him with the starters? You got to think that looks a lot different than what we've seen. Time will tell on that, man. It will definitely tell on that.